Harrison, thank you for being with us today.
Thanks for having me, Adrian. You know, it's a beautiful day. I know you've been on the road a ton, but this ain't too shabby, man.
Yeah, it's tell me about the conference, the IMN conference. So far, what are the biggest takeaways for you?
Biggest takeaways is that, I mean, for me, I love to get a feel from, guys that have been in a couple cycles for the most part. It feels like we're kind of right in line with everybody. I'm not sure if it quite hit the bottom yet, especially for, BNC stuff. It might be another 6 to 12 months to work through the distress and everything. But there's going to be plenty of opportunities that come about is really one of my main takeaways.
Yeah, so let's talk about opportunities. How do you see those opportunities surfacing? I mean, when I look at a market, how could I tell there is opportunity? What are some signs?
Oh gosh, well, I mean, really, you got to look at all the supply that's come about. So for me, we typically focus on where we already own, right? So we have 37 assets that we've talked about in DFW that spreads up to Sherman and down to Waco. And, it can be submarket by submarket, right? But you look for areas to where maybe they bought in 21 or 22. Maybe they're doing things right, but maybe they have a loan coming due or whatever it might be. When you talk about opportunity, I think that's probably pretty top of the list,
Remind me, please, you guys own and manage?
Correct, yeah. So I'm very fortunate to have come on, to a portfolio that's already pretty well built out. So we manage and renovate in-house.
Manage and renovate in-house, that's amazing. So everything you do with W-2 employees, or are you contracted out some of the work?
Yeah,
the renovation
everything's
work?
W-2.
That's impressive. How many employees you use on a renovation side?
So on the renovation side, we recently had a field day where we had everybody on site come in. We did like tug of war and stuff. Close to 100, yeah, maybe a little bit less, but I don't have an exact head count, but for the most part, because like if I'm looking for new acquisitions, we like for it to be within 30 to 40 miles of something we already own, so that we can keep running it, nice and smooth, like a kind of a skeleton crew almost, but efficiently.
Any plans to increase the number of units? Are you guys aggressively currently looking? Any goals like year 3, 5 years from now as far as size?
Oh, of course. From our position, we only have one equity source, right? So we don't have to raise any capital. So we're one of those people that has a bunch of dry powder. Right now, when it comes to push, when push comes to shove with lenders and everything, we're not quite there yet, except for the bottom of the barrel kind of stuff. But I think it'll start to happen. Right now, I'm typically seeing, based on a yield-driven play, it's kind of smaller in unit size. Maybe it's more mom and pop. But when push comes to shove, we're definitely going to be looking to scale up.
So from the conversations that you've been having here at the conference and others too, outside the conference, what are some things that people are seeing now during this cycle that maybe they haven't seen in a previous cycle?
Well, it's not always operational, right? Because I think I may have just mentioned there's people that I came from the brokerage side, so there's people that maybe I did a B2B and I was trying to work with them, and now I'm seeing it from the acquisition side. They did their business plan pretty well, but the big difference is rates are double what they were 2-3 years ago, right? And that has a lot of effect on the value. So it's tough, but you just try to capitalize on it.
Is there any hope in a market that the rates will come back down to what they were? Ever?
I don't think so. I mean, like we've discussed, I missed the boat of the big party of 21, even 22. So some of the people I've talked to when I was advising on the brokerage side, and I'm still talking to them now, unless they start cutting rates at the same rate that they rose them in 22, it might be a while.
Yeah, definitely different world. I mean, when you talk about people that were in the game back in the 80s, they're gonna tell you like late 70s, early 80s, there were 20 to 25% rates.
Right.
There were still businesses operating and actually thriving too.
Right.
I mean, it's impossible to imagine.
It's crazy to think about how where we are right now is actually pretty much the normal of where, if you take a scoped out view of it, where rates are right now is pretty in line.
What are the things that make you really hopeful for within the next 6 months to 18 months?
Really, I'm hoping that lenders start to kind of face the music a little bit and they want to work with us.
Want to work with you in a way of dropping rates, maybe some, or
maybe, but also people are still holding out hope that maybe they're going to have an aggressive buyer. Maybe they want to break into a certain submarket or a certain market like DFW. It's kind of right now from where I am. We're fortunate to be in DFW, right? And it's a great market to be in long term. But when it comes to competition, I'm also dealing with people that really want to get in.
Got it. What are some things that get you excited about the DFW market?
The fundamentals, really. People are going to keep moving here. We have a pretty diverse economy here in Dallas-Fort Worth. I look at net migration for the most part, the jobs report, and just like Atlanta, where you're from, I feel like we're pretty neck and neck.
Now let's talk about the things that keep you up at night as owner and operator. What would be the top three things?
You want to keep, it's really occupancy. You want to keep rooms full. I'm starting to see, going to events like this, that it's been a trend for longer lease terms even, so they're not quite worried about keeping the party going or looking for the next bump. It's just making sure you can stay afloat. We're very fortunate that we're well capitalized and we're never going to have to worry about cannibalization of units or anything like that. But, what's keeping me up at night is mainly just on the acquisition side and trying to make sure I don't get outbid and taking advantage of the opportunities that come about.
What is the average occupancy rate in DFW now?
So everything ABC, we're trending right at 88, 89.
Wow, most, to my knowledge, and correct me if I'm wrong here, to my knowledge, most budgets are built on 95% occupancy.
Right.
Am I wrong in saying this?
So, economic vacancy, we underwrite to 90%. Those 5 points can make a heck of a difference.
Absolutely. Yeah, sometimes it's make it or break it.
It really is. And especially right now when times are tough and you have lender kind of breathing down people's necks. A lease, a lease ending. I've seen plenty of deals right now to where they're maybe in their invest and final or about to go under contract, and it's a very tight timeline. And then one person moves out, they don't get it filled, and you can't get agency anymore, and it kills the deal.
Anything that gets you really optimistic about the next 18 months?
I think it's push coming to shove, in this part of the cycle, and just having to be there, wanting to be top of mind, and ready to take advantage. Long term, being in DFW, being in Atlanta, you have to feel good about remaining in multifamily. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty crazy once. I feel like it's almost all gonna happen at once probably, but hopefully it's in the next 6 to 12 months.
Any final thoughts to share with the audience as we wrap this up?
Hey, we're in the market to buy deals, and I just love meeting guys like you, Adrian, and hearing your story, how you moved here and really made a name for yourself, and being able to extend yourself to be a plus, and looking to give back where you can, or even asking for something back. Something I hope to really learn from and emulate and build on from there.
I could say that I'm really impressed by you reaching out and establishing a report and wanted to have a conversation, coming to the conference, and for someone your age, it's very commendable to see the drive that you have. Keep up the amazing work, and don't get deterred. Just keep pushing, because
it's just like we talked on the phone, man. You have to ask yourself, why not me?
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, you're the man.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, no, thanks so much for having me.
Yeah.